Hey, everybody, welcome aboard. Welcome to Tuesday's training, where every Tuesday, I, Diana Lidstone, go live and share some marketing tips and strategies for service-based entrepreneurs who really want to shift their business into high gear. So if you are struggling with your marketing and you wish that it could finally work to bring those clients to you that you want, then this is the place to be every day on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So welcome aboard. Those of you who are here, give me a high five, put some comments in. And I know that because I'm using StreamYard, some of you have to do one more step, but I'd love to know who is here. Thank you so much. There's a high five, a thumbs up. But I really like to know who is here. So today's question is target market versus avatar, DCA, dream client avatar, and why you should care. So we're going to go through each of these, the target market, the dream client avatar, and how they fit into your marketing puzzle. And at the end, I'm actually going to give you some tips on how to create it. So you ready? Here we go. Okay. A target market like this is really just a broad grouping of people. And it might be a grouping and you might name it in such a way that they self-identify. So let's say I had this group of people and this is women. Well, if my target market is professional women, they're going to be right here. There might be career women. There might be, women who work. There might be women who work in retail. There might be women who work in service-based. There might be all different kinds of women out there working, but you're targeting professional women. Or if you're like me, it might be that I want to speak directly to coaches and consultants. So as you will see, do we need to log? Hi, Darlene. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you. I'm not sure, Darlene. That's a good question. So a target market helps us narrow down who we are speaking to. It's kind of like aiming. You want to aim for the center of that. But really, it's still a broad description, right? It's still a broad description. Professional women could be a lot of people who have health challenges, maybe who have, they're divorcing, so they've got problems there. Maybe they are women who, maybe they are coaches and are struggling with their marketing. They could have many different, hey, Miriam, good to see you. They could have many different challenges. So a target market is really only describing them in a small way. So let's talk about what I call your avatar or your dream client avatar. A dream client avatar is different than a target market. A dream client avatar is one single person that you are speaking to in your marketing. Everything that I'm talking about today, it has to do with your marketing. It has to do with your marketing. So a single person, it could be a fictitious person. Hey, Sandy, good to see you. It could be a fictitious person that you've built this character from your best past clients, and you've taken, good qualities from each one of them. But this is an avatar. A dream client avatar is really based on this plus the problem that you are solving. And for those of you who have worked with me before, I talk constantly or consistently about what is the one problem you are solving. Okay, so a dream client avatar, in your marketing, in order to make your marketing effective, or as I say, finally works, you have to ensure that that dream client avatar better than they even know themselves. Better than I did not register this time. Oh, good. That's good to know. Thank you, darling. So I want to give you an example of a dream client avatar. And I'm going to use my dream client, okay? She has a name, okay? My dream client's avatar is Sarah. She has a big message, but her business is kind of stalled. She has been doing what I call the tactic hustle, right? So she's been out there trying this marketing tactic, whether it's Pinterest, whether it's Facebook groups, whether it's Facebook Live. She's been trying all these different things. Hey, Maggie. And none of it's been working. She's not getting the traction that she wants in her business. Now, that is the problem that I'm solving. Other characteristics of Sarah might be she tends to be a learning junkie. That's right. She tends to be a learning junkie. She loves knowledge, and so she tends to go from one learning to another, a free webinar, a free challenge, and she's doing all this stuff. However, what else is about Sarah? I would say she's probably, Sarah's probably 55-ish. In other words, excuse me, she's not new to business, but she doesn't have any children that are at home, or she doesn't have any children. She has a dog. Sarah has a dog, okay? These are demographics. These are informational. She's tried all kinds of things to work. Nothing seems to work. But Sarah is finally ready, right? She's been frustrated. She's been spinning her wheels. She's been doing all these things. She's finally ready to invest in figuring out why her marketing isn't working and to figure out those pieces of the puzzle. So I could be on a call, on a sales call, on a business breakthrough session with people, and I will know almost exactly what they're going to say, or I can say something and I'll know exactly what their response is going to be. That's how well you need to know your dream client's avatar. So the original question that I asked this early when we started was, and why should you freaking care, right? Well, why should you care? You should only care if you want all this work that you're doing, all this marketing, to actually bring you clients and sales. That's the only reason. Because if you are marketing to, let's say, professional women or just coaches, and you're calling them out, that's a great thing. But that's only one little tiny piece of the puzzle. And it's an important piece of the puzzle. And it'll help you create some of the words that you need. But in order to create a complete picture, you better have a really good description of your dream client avatar. This will allow you to create the words in your marketing and your marketing collateral, like your website, that actually attracts them like a magnet. Okay. And they go, yeah, that's me. Exactly. I was on somebody else's website this morning and I was reading her first couple of lines on her website. And I went, she's nailed it. She's got it. She knows her avatar. A story I do want to share about a dream client avatar has nothing really to do with business, but I thought it was a great way of understanding the importance. Some of you have heard this before. How many of you, raise your hand in the comments below, know who Fred Penner is? He's still alive. Fred Penner, children's entertainer. He was on television, CBC, when my kids were growing up, and my kids loved him. And I didn't know this, but he was on CBC for, I believe, 13 years, did thousands and thousands and thousands of live, how do you call it? Presentations. You know, you'd pay to go and see Fred Penner. I took my kids. Yeah, he looks great. And he was asked in a CBC documentary about how could he keep creating great content for his audience all that time. 13 years, thousands and thousands of, on-stage presentations. How could he do that? And his answer was very simple. He said, I'm talking to that one child sitting on the floor at home whose mom wants him entertained. That one person. That is who your dream client avatar is. The one person. That one person. So mine is Sarah. So I want to share with you a couple of hints on how to create your dream client avatar. And you know what? I know that some of you on this live today have been through some of the programs with me. And you're going, oh, Diane, I've heard this before. And I'm going, yeah, maybe you have, but we all need to hear it again. And, I'm doing a 5-day challenge with a former coach of mine, Pamela Bruner. And she's offering tickets to her, what usually is her 3-day live event. And this year, of course, her live event is going to be virtual. And there's somebody else that I know in that challenge. And I just sent her off an email saying, I think the tickets that she is offering for this are such great value. Now, I've heard her speak many, many, many times, and I'm still on her email list, even though I'm not currently working with her. Why? Because yes, Pamela says the same things over and over again, but I'm in a different place in my business. And so I always need to be upgrading and tweaking and redefining at my target market, my dream client avatar. So bear with me as we go through these things. So here are some couple of hints on how to create your DCA. Number one, this is about how to do the demographics. And there's a little exercise that I typically walk people through when you're trying to figure out the demographics. And you can simply create a chart, kind of like this. And you put down there. You might put down the name, and I'm going to go MR. Are they male? Are they female? Age, occupation, because it doesn't necessarily mean occupation, but it could mean, family income sort of bracket. And you could write down problem that they came to you with. So let's say female, age, I'm going to say 60 plus, occupation, or how can we, I won't say occupation, I will say income. I'm going to say, 100K plus. Problem, and maybe she says a lack of clients. And you go through a number of them. And I'd like you to pick your top 5 people that you've worked with. And what similarities can you draw out of these top, these things? What similarities can you draw out of them to help you create that dream client avatar? So that's the first hint. The second hint is about identifying the problem that they come to you with to have solved, right? As you know, people only pay you to solve a problem. And the bigger the gap between where they are and where they want to be, that tends to be, the bigger the gap, the more likely they are to pay. So what symptoms do they have? What symptoms? So I could say, my clients come to me with, there's typically 8 or 9 symptoms that their marketing isn't working. And I've created a list. There, I've created a list. So let's see, what do I have here? You don't have enough potential clients booking appointments with you. You don't seem to have enough clients, yet you seem to be doing lots of marketing. Although you're doing lots of social media posts, you have little or no engagement. Your income isn't where you want it to be. You don't have a rinse and repeat marketing plan or roadmap. It's difficult to explain what you do. Your website isn't making you money. Emails aren't being read. Those are symptoms that the marketing's not working. Okay? So there are 3 ways that you can identify the problem or describe the problem. And this comes from Donald Miller. He's just put it so effectively. One is externally. What's getting in their way of what they want? Okay, externally, what is getting in the way of what they want? Internally, and this is where a lot of people miss it, this is about the emotions. The emotions, right? What is that person feeling? And, I know we all use frustrated and overwhelmed. Dig deeper, dig deeper. And the third way to describe that problem is the philosophical issue. So what is the injustice? Why is it just plain wrong? So I'll use my ideal client as an example. Is my ideal client works friggin' hard, but deserves to be well paid. They deserve to be well paid, and they're not being well paid. Because what is getting in their way? They're doing this marketing that isn't working, basically because they can't explain what it is they do. And so that leads to the emotional feeling, I'll never get this right. Why do I have to keep trying? I hate marketing. Those are things, those are emotions. Okay, so that is the problem. That is the big problem. So you've got the profile and the demographics, but it's really important to dig down into the problem. And the third part is, what are the words? What are the language that they are using? So what are the words they are using to describe themselves, to describe the problem, and to describe where they want to go in their life or their business? Okay, 3 hints to create your avatar. So how does creating your avatar or your DCA fit into your marketing? Marketing that works is marketing that creates clients for you and that creates sales for you. It's simple, but it's not easy. And it's not easy because there are many different working parts, right? It's kind of like doing a Rubik's Cube, but it is not. Here's what it is not. It is not going out and trying the latest marketing tactic. It's not about Facebook groups. It's not about, whether you do webinars or whether you do challenges. It's not about that. Those are tactics. What it is about is what I call going from zero, where we all start. I could say hero, but it's not. From zero to what is the success you want? And I call that being the CEO of your business. Okay? It's about that. But most people are stuck here in hustle, in this state of hustle where they go, oh my God, I'm just doing this after this after this, right? They're doing this. And they're not getting the traction that they want to grow their business. So how do they escape hustle? And I say it's with a marketing trifecta. Marketing trifecta. 3 things. One is knowing your entrepreneur's DNA. Just like Each person has DNA, individual DNA. So do you as an entrepreneur. There are ways that you come across better. There are ways that there are methods and styles, entrepreneurial styles that are better for you. So I'm just going to use that in green. So you need your DNA. You also need to know your CRA, and that is about the stage of your business growth. CRA, consistently, the right activities for your stage of business growth. And if I had more time here, I'd be talking about my Grow Meter and showing you those 4 stages. Because what happens is, depending on where you are in your business growth, it's kind of like building a house. You need to build the foundation first. You need to get certain things in place before you do the next, before you do the next, before you do the next. Those of you who've worked with me before, you've got the business growth checklist, that list, right, of the things that you need to focus on, the things that you need to occupy, or that you are the activities for you to focus on. It's not doing all the activities, it's doing the ones that are meant for your stage of business growth and not moving on to the next stage before you've finished it. The third part is your marketing roadmap. Your marketing roadmap. And your marketing roadmap is made up of 7 different steps. Okay. But the thing is, with this marketing trifecta, if you don't have your DNA, if you don't have that nailed and you know what it is that your style of entrepreneurship, then whatever you are doing becomes difficult and it's hard and it's, and I can tell you story after story after story of clients who were doing things that wasn't their inherent style, and it was difficult. When they figured this out, things became a breeze. Okay. So if you don't have that and you have these 2, well, then you're working twice as hard. If you don't have your CRA, or if you don't know what you should be building, it's like building a house without a blueprint. Now, would an architect do that? No, they would have a blueprint and they would know what they have to build and in what order. If you don't have a marketing roadmap and you have these other 2, then you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. And that's what those people in Hustle have. So what I want for you is that marketing is easy. You're doing things the easiest way possible. You are building a strong foundation and you have a rinse and repeat system. Your dream client avatar is part of this. It's part of this. So I hope this has been helpful. I just want to share something here. At the end of August, I am running one more time, because I love doing it, Marketing Roadmap Workshop. It is a free week of events where you actually, it's an hour a day, 5 days in a row, where you actually, as I say in Diana language, get shit done. And it builds one on the other. And it is about the elements of the marketing roadmap. And we're going to talk about those. You're going to get work done. It will be on Zoom. Sorry, not on Zoom, but on Facebook Live, just like we were doing here, so that you can ask questions and so that you can, it's a two-way street. It's not as if it's not as if I was the talking head. I want you to be able to answer questions. And for those of you who have done this workshop before, because I know there are some of you, guess what? I highly recommend you do it again, because you never know when Diana is going to throw in not only something new, but when she is going to help you, and you are at a different place in your business now than you were 2 months ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago. So I look forward to seeing you there. Anybody have any questions? We've It's almost 25 minutes. Anybody have any questions, please put them in the comments. If this has been helpful to you, please give me a high five. I'd really appreciate it because I want you to go out there. The world needs everything that you have to offer. You all have a genius that the world is waiting to hear about. And the more that you can dial in your marketing, the better it's going to be. So thanks so much for listening. Maggie, great one. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing everybody again. Tuesday's training, every Tuesday, 1 o'clock, right here, Shift Your Biz. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.